Hi everyone, welcome to Hudson Valley Knits. I am Amy, your host, also known as Memers on Ravelry and Memers66 on Instagram and Twitter. This is episode 45 and it is Sunday, July 12th, and it's pretty hot today and it's beautiful out, so I'm outside podcasting to you. This is the last episode before I leave for knitting camp, and I'm really excited to go. And so I really have not gotten a lot of knitting stuff to show you, knitting progress to show you, but I have a lot to go over, so I want to get right into it. I'm going to try and make this a little darker, brighter rather. Anyway, wondering, all right, let me just show you what I've knit on so far these past couple of weeks. I had showed you in the last episode I had bought some art yarns, I've been gifted some art yarn, merino cloud and silk sequins and beads and sequin, and I was so in love with this yarn that I immediately cast on. And here's my one and only finished object. This is the only thing, almost the only thing all week I knit on, past 2 weeks, and I finished it rather quickly because I didn't work on anything else. This the pattern is a bit of a story, but when I got it, I knew I wanted to use the beaded silk as a edging, and to make sure I could use it all up, I wanted to do it sideways so that I could weigh it and know when I needed to progressively increase and decrease, which is what I did. And I picked this border because it's nice and open with the faggoting, and I figured that would show off the sequins and beads. And I just kind of made it more long than wide, so the increases were very gradual. And yeah, so I mean, I just picked the stitch pattern out from a stitch dictionary. So then I was looking at a Craftsy sale. They had yarn project kits for sale. And one of them was for some art yarns, merino cloud, which is what this is. And I'm telling you, it is the most beautiful shawl yarn I've ever come across. I love it. So anyway, I was looking at it, and the kit was for a pattern that is really almost exactly what I knit. It's knit sideways so that you can weigh it halfway through. Had the same exact stitch pattern for the border, which I actually got from a stitch dictionary. So you'll find it in my project page as the 400 yard shawl by Iris. And being that it was with the same yarn and it's the same exact stitch patterns, even though I didn't look at the pattern at all, I have it in there as that because I also had it in my library. So I love this, and I'm going to take it to camp with me. They say it gets chilly in the hotel room, in the conference room, so that's why I'm bringing it with me. So that is most of the knitting I did. I didn't do any spinning, just a little spindle spinning, really minuscule. I did work a little bit on my sister's socks, the Hornets honey socks. Really, I just got a couple more color repeats done. Let me see. Oh, it's coming out good. I just started with the purple, which you can barely see. So I'll probably, I was thinking that shawl would have been the plain knitting, but maybe this will be the plain knitting, even though it's multiple colors. It's only one color at a time. So I'll probably take this on the plain. What else? Oh, you know what else I did? So I was looking at the paperwork that comes with the camp, and they say to make your own name tag. And she puts in the directions you can make or knit your name tag. So I decided to knit, and I meant to cut it here, but I forgot my scissors. But what I did is I kind of got a pen and paper. Let me see if I brought it. Did I bring it? I don't think so. Should I bring it in here? No. And I got some colored pencils, and I had some Jameson Smith DK weight. I've had this in my stash a while. I was actually going to knit a Fair Isle jacket, and I bought like $300 worth of this stuff, Jameson's DK. So I had plenty to play around with, and I decided to Fair Isle my name. So let's see if you can make it out. I think it came out pretty good. So here's the A. And here's the M. And here's the Y. Amy. And just a little kind of simple pattern on the top. Right? I used a green, like a maroon, a sky blue, more green, and the background's like a dusty pink. And then the pink here is called lipstick. And then I have some some dark, deeper purples and greens, and the maroon as the background there to make the pink pop. So what I'll do is I'll steek this. You can see all the colors better in the steek section. And I'm going to steek this, and then I will maybe make an I-cord necklace or just some kind of necklace, and I'll wear it around my neck. Amy. Unless it gets too hot. Yeah, sorry I didn't bring I was gonna, steek for effect, here on the podcast, but oh, I'm so excited about knitting camp. I'll talk more about it later. So, yeah, I didn't work on Mark's sweater. I did start, however, almost forgot. I'm working on, did I bring it? Yeah. So I told you I was starting on the first clue of the mystery knit along for Donna Dracunis, Fairies in My Garden. And I've actually almost done with clue 2. So we got 2 clues since I met with you last. I started out with the brown instead of the pink, but here is what I have so far. So there's clue 1 right in the middle. Oh, I forgot to warn you. I'll put a little, maybe I'll have to edit. And here is clue 2. Now, I don't know why, but I am way off on the stitch count, and I must have been forgetting some yarn over somewhere. And I don't know if I should just keep knitting more rounds until I get to the right stitch count, or should I rip it out? I haven't decided yet. We'll see. I don't think I'll have time before I go to knitting camp, but maybe I'll bring this to knitting camp and do it there, where I have people that can save me from disaster should that occur. But I love it. Donna Dracunis is an amazing designer, and she writes her patterns so amazingly well. She's also doing video help videos for all the clues, anything you want to see, including special requests. Someone asked for a video on how to put the lifeline in, and she's going to do that, and about the yarn overs. So really, really worth trying out, especially if you're new to pie shawls or whatever. She has designed some beautiful lacework pie shawls. Amazing, amazing work. Please check her out. And more about Donna Dracunis later with the giveaways. So that is all my work in progress, yada yada, that I have to show. No more yada yada. So let me put this away. I have some drawings to talk about, which I did at home because I don't get Wi-Fi signal here. And I also have another contest to talk about. So, today I drew the names for, I had, I don't know if you remember, I had a contest to win 3 pieces of literature, 1 on weaving, 1 on knitting, and actually some Ply magazine editions for you spinners. And I drew the names and I wrote them down, and here are the prizes. I didn't bring them with me because when I'm podcasting outside I like to travel light, so forgive me for not showing them. But for the knitting prize, which is your choice of Stories and Stitches digital edition, whichever one you want, including if you would like to wait for the next one, I will pre-order it for you. The winner of that prize was number 16, and that was Pocket Cess, which is Sharon from Washington. Congratulations, Sharon. Just PM me and let me know which Stories and Stitches version you would like. If you would like the one on sale for $5, I will buy you the actual book, which comes with a complimentary digital. It's an excellent edition, so that's an option. Next, for the weaving, there were a lot fewer entries, obviously, for weaving, but I drew number 7, Mrs. Shu. Mary, congratulations, you won the weaving book. And finally, for spinning, I drew 2 names, and the first one I drew was number 3, which is Bella Socks, Aileen. You requested the editions for Twist and Silk, which you will get. I'll need your address. If you can get it to me before Tuesday evening, I can get it out Wednesday before I go on my trip to knitting camp. And I also drew for the first edition of Ply magazine and the edition on community. I drew number 7, which is Intuit Knit, or Lori. You won 2 copies of Ply magazine. So I want to thank the donors of the Ply magazine. Julie, thank you very much. And I want to thank all of you for participating. So now I wanted to talk about a new contest that I'm going to be doing. Now, I love to spin, but I'm not involved in the Tour de Fleece, but I know it's going on, and I love seeing all that everyone is working on, and everybody's spinning projects are popping up all over the place. And recently I got a donation from Fondant Fibers to use as I wish, and I thought it would be great if you are spinning for Tour de Fleece. I am going to start a thread in my Ravelry group, Hudson Valley Knits. Don't have to be a member. I never require that anymore. All I request is that you watch the show and then you find out about it, and then you can go post in the group. I would like to see some pictures of stuff that you have spun for Tour de Fleece, and then hashtag whatever team you're on in the post. So, for instance, if you are Team Sasquatch, just post some of the stuff you've spun up so far and put your hashtag Sasquatch, and you will get a chance to win. So 1 entry per person. And let me show you the beautiful fuzzlings that you have a chance to win. So there are, I think it's 110 grams. I'll show you in a minute on the label. There's a beautiful green, that's like a lavender, and a dark purple, and then some creamy, very light pale blue and lavender. It is absolutely gorgeous. I would love it for myself. I highly recommend it. So let me get it. This is 110 grams of Shetland merino and silk. Okay. And it comes with her business card and a little stitch marker, which is really, really sweet. Fondant Fibers, Deb from Fondant Fibers, thank you so much. So head on over to the group and find that thread and post your pictures. I want to see as many as you feel like posting, but again, only 1 entry per person, so put them all in one post, okay? And look at all this beauty that will be mailed to you if you win. All right, and it will go on for at least the duration of Tour de Fleece, and then I will draw an entry. I'm not sure exactly when it ends though. What else do I have? I have also gotten some donations. Oh, there's my daughter. That's my daughter walking across the grass there. I also have gotten some donations from a viewer as prizes for the senior love along. I've decided, she gave me 2 bags and 2 skeins of yarn, and I decided to pair them together as one prize. And oh, what a wonderful prize. So here's the first one. This bag is from Zigzag Stitches, excuse me. It's a wonderful boxy shaped bag with a beautiful 70s kind of flower design. At least it reminds me of the 70s. And in that, the winner will find this beautiful orangey purple, very intense color, 100% merino superwash sock yarn. It's approximately 560 yards, 4 ounces, and it is from Mean Girls Yarn Club, Episode 5, Attack of the Whores, One Hot Mess. Oh, what a name. All right, so that's the one prize, and again, thank you to the donor. Here's the other prize. This bag with the cute little doggies and the cars. It has this great handle here, and then you open it up, have this lining, and it is, and this label's kind of coming off, but it's Bling Your String bag. And in there, the person will find a skein of Little Prince colorway of opal yarn. This is gorgeous. Here's what it will look like. I love opal. Opal yarn is a workhorse sock yarn, by the way, and they last forever. And I was actually washing all my socks recently and looking at how well they stand the test of time, and that's going to be a podcast episode, and maybe I'll call it the test of time, where I'm going to show you some of my socks that I've knit up past couple of years, 2 or 3 years, and you can see how well the different yarns hold up. Excuse me, hold up. Okay, well, there's one thing left to talk about. And that is, while I'm on contests and whatnot, I'm still doing, if you don't know already, I have a 2015 projects knit along kind of thing going, where I will have prizes, and I will put them shortly. I will put them up. But there will be some nice prizes at the end of the year where you would list your knitting goals, and as you finish or accomplish your knitting or spinning goals, or stash goals, or whatever it is, and there's a maximum of 10 entries in the prize thread, by the way. So maximum, but you can have as many goals as you want. It's just when you accomplish 10 of them and put your pictures in the prize thread, that's your chance to win. And if you join late, like right now, you can only use projects knit from now to the end of the year towards your entries, okay? So just wanted to give you a reminder that that is still open to everyone, and it's never too late to join. And you know, you can have up to 10 entries, but even if you join very late and only get a few in, those are a few chances to win, right? So check that out. And geez, so I do have a lot of stash enhancement. I'm not supposed to be buying yarn, but the first thing I did was when Deb got in touch with me and asked me or told me she would be thrilled to donate the fuzzlings to the podcast as a prize, I went ahead and added some things, or purchased some things from her to add to the shipment. Where is that? Hold on. Oh, and she also threw in some presents for me. So let me show you what I got from Deb. The first thing she gave me as a gift was this beautiful, beautiful project bag that with the owls, which I just love. And this is handmade by Deb. And it has this beautiful owl pull charm. Look, there you go. Very sturdily made, very nice. And she gave me a sample, which is very pink and popsicle-like. I forget what the name of this one is. Let's see if I put it in here. Did I put it in here? I did. So first let me show you. She gave me this beautiful fuzzling as a little sample. And it's creamy orange, pink, and yellow. And I started spinning it up right away. And I started spinning it on a spindle that I purchased through her website. And it's gorgeous. It's a little over, I think it's a little over 1 ounce. Oh, shit, I'm making a mess. So let me show you the cards. So first of all, the sample is called Angel Cake. She doesn't give me the fiber mix, but that's the color is Angel Cake. She also gave me a nice little coupon, but I'm not going to show you that. But anyway, the spindle is 1.25 ounces, and it's called, and the stone, the top is a stone which is called Fire Jasper, and it came with Puni style Rolex called the Lena colorway, and that's what I purchased from her. So the spindle was not made by her. That was made by this person here, Ann Ott, Irish Rose Woodcraft, and she's on Etsy. So here's that. I didn't see any more of these where you buy the spindle and her punis together. Oh. Her bags are very crinkly. I'm very sorry. I didn't want to take them out of the bags, to be honest with you. But this is the Lena colorway. It's grays, blues, and browns, which are a gorgeous colorway. I'm going to take one out. Oh, this is going to be really noisy. And I am really hot too. But you have to see the colors. Isn't it gorgeous? It's like a coppery brown. And this is actually gray. And then here's the sky blue. And then this is kind of like a more natural brown. Gorgeous. I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna spin these up on my wheel though, not on the spindle. Or maybe I'll try both and see how it goes. They are merino silk, and I think I've mentioned this before, but I'm really not good at spinning up silk blends. And so I bought this with the intention that I'm going to try and improve my merino silk spinning. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's actually sticking to my hands. Here's the little information about it. Colorway is Lena, 100 grams, merino and silk. So this was kind of like a big splurge, but hey, I love the color. She was really kind with her donation, and I really love the spindle, by the way. So I am kind of dark, aren't I? I'm trying to make it a little brighter, but it doesn't seem to be working. So that's what I bought from her. The rest was a gift, and that was that sample, but she also threw, and the bag she gifted me, but she also threw in this little sample of fuzzlings of all different colors. And I'm so excited. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I keep tossing around the idea of doing a popcorn blanket. That's what I'd really like to do with it. I have so much sock yarn and little samples that I've spun up that would be perfect for a little sock yarn blanket. I also have like lots of palette from Knit Picks that I got in my friend Dee's stashing that I could use, and I'd probably have enough to do a whole blanket. So I know I shouldn't be putting this in here. But if I were to decide to, and I am leaning towards it maybe next year, doing a sock yarn blanket, I would use my little fuzzlings to make a fingering weight yarn to use in the blanket. So let me show you what else I got. Last weekend I had a wonderful afternoon up in a little town called Beacon, New York. I did go up there. I went up there specifically because there's this beautiful gift shop / yarn store. And so one half of the store is local artisans. They have pottery, they have hand-drawn gift note cards, like to write a letter to someone on. They have handmade soaps. What else do they have? They just have a lot of beautiful things from local artists. And I wanted to get something made by a Hudson Valley artisan and send it as some thank you gifts to people. So they're already mailed out, so I can't show you, but I bought, and they were for Nitty Friends, but I bought these little note cards, invitation cards that were hand-drawn by a local artist that said, "Come and knit with me," and they had knitting needles on the front. It was really quite beautiful. And some thank you cards that were handmade by local artists too. But I also bought from the the yarn store next door some hand-dyed in Beacon, New York, which was the town I was in, these little mini skeins from a local dyer. Studio North hand-dyed fiber. The yarn is called Hudson, and I bought 3 mini skeins with 103 yards each. This is actually a soft blue. That's more like a berry, and that's kind of rusty browns, and the colorway here is rosewood. This colorway is silky. That's actually a good capture of the color. And this colorway is raspberry sorbet. Absolutely love it. And these might end up on a sock yarn blanket. So I got that, and then I also had an appointment last weekend to get my hair cut, which is in Cornwall. My hairdresser's in Cornwall, and there's a yarn store right down the street from our house. Cornwall Yarn Store, and one of my favorite places, and they're actually doing a yarn shop cruise over the summer. All the Hudson Valley yarn stores, or a number of them, are doing a thing where if you stop by, you can get your passport stamped, and then I guess you send it in. I haven't read all the instructions, and it's not a requirement that you purchase anything, but just show up and take a look around, and there's some coupons in it, and there's lots of prizes. So here's some of the companies that donated prizes. So I went there and I bought some, I bought a lot of yarn. I bought some Terra from the fiber company. I bought 5 of this color. This color is redwood. And again, it's like a coppery brown, and it has touches of purple in it, and it really looks beautiful. And then I bought gray, because I love gray. I love gray as a color because I like pairing it up with really bright, beautiful colors. And this is Shale is the colorway. And again, I got 5 of those. They're about 100 yards each. So they're in the bag. And I think I might make some springtime bandit shawls with them. Maybe for my sisters. I don't know. I'm getting bit by bugs. So that is my stash enhancement. Let's see if make sure, go through my notes, make sure I got everything. Oh, you know, just so you know, the store in Beacon is called Clay, Wood, and Cotton. Clay, Wood, and Cotton in Beacon, New York. And again, it's got beautiful gifts, handmade gifts from local artisans, and it's got yarns, including, it had some big brand yarns too. And that's about it. So I'm getting ready for knitting camp, and I've had a hard time staying focused. I really just, I don't know what to bring. I don't want to pack a lot, but I don't want to buy a lot. But they're going to have everything there. So I was going to bring one of my Haya interchangeable sets, and a set of my DPNs, my Knit Picks DPNs, so I'll have one of every size. And I figured that would be enough. I'll bring the socks that I'm working on for my sister, and I'm also going to bring Mark's sweater because I'm so worried about the sleeves and how they're going to fit, because I really didn't plan well for the sleeves. So I'm hoping with all these knitting geniuses that it will be at knitting camp that I'll be able to figure out how I can make that work. So I'm going to bring Mark's sweater, and I'm going to, which is going to take up a lot of space in my suitcase. And then she says you should knit some swatches. She says you can, if you like, knit up one of her baby sweaters. One's a circular yoke sweater, and the other one is just a sweater where you knit it all as a tube, and then everything is steeked, including the neck hole. I'm not sure if I really want to, I don't know, it's optional. And she said if you choose not to, there are other small, quick projects you can do. And then you should just also knit a couple of inches of a swatch so that you have something to practice her techniques that she's teaching you on. So I still have to do that. And other than that, I don't know what to bring. She says to bring about 8 ounces of wool yarn. So I keep going back and forth on what wool yarn to bring, and I can't. I was also, I don't know if you remember, I kind of had this sweater design that I swatched out with Jill Draper Rockwell yarn that I'm trying to find an alternate yarn to use because she won't do custom dyeing, and I can't. She doesn't have a sweater's worth of that brown that I love, so I can't use the Rockwell. So I was thinking I have in my stash some Green Mountain Spinnery, their 50/50 alpaca merino blend, but they call it a DK, but it seems like a fingering weight to me. But I thought maybe I'll bring that and I can swatch it up and maybe get some ideas from people on how I can construct my sweater. I don't know, there's a lot. So I have a lot I still haven't decided to bring. I'll definitely be buying some Jameson yarn there, some for Fair Isle knitting, because I love Fair Isle knitting. That's my favorite kind of technique to knit, is Fair Isle. But what I need to learn more about is shaping and sweater shaping and working sweaters in general that have shaping. I can knit a tube sweater and I can cut steeks for holes and I can pick up stitches for arms, but when you have nice fitted sleeves and when you have nice waist shaping, or if you do bust darts like you would have to do for someone like me, I'm not very good at it, which you can tell because Mark's sweater, I totally messed up on the sleeves. So when I do make this sweater for myself that I'm kind of designing, I want to make sure that everything's done right. So yeah, so next time you see me, oh, there's my daughter again. I know her walk. Here she comes. Next time you see me will be after knitting camp. I'm thinking I might do a podcast when I get back. I'm coming back Monday night. And hi, Rachel. I'm coming back Monday night. Hold on, I'm almost done, honey. You want to sit and wait? You want to say hi to all the knitter ladies?
Hi, ladies.
I'm coming back Monday night, and then my husband and his mom are going to be up at Lake George already for a vacation, and I'll probably go up there Wednesday morning, because Tuesday I'll need to unpack, do some laundry, and play around. But then Wednesday I'm going to join them in Lake George. So I was thinking either I'll record something in Lake George and fill you in on knitting camp, or I'll do it before I go up there. I don't know. But so expect a podcast next week. Thanks for joining me. And if you follow me on Instagram, where I post a lot, Memers66, MIMERS 66, you'll see a lot of knitting camp pictures. So check it out. Thank you, and congratulations all you winners. You have to get in touch with me so I can send out your prizes. Alright, and go check out the thread for the spinning if you're doing the Tour de Fleece. And I'll check in with you guys next week. Bye-bye. Oh wait, there's Rachel. Say hi.
Hi.